Hello, everyone. Welcome to the China Business Legal Navigator. The topic for the discussion today is the limitations of NDAs in China. Protecting proprietary business information in today's global marketplace is an absolute necessity, particularly with legal systems such as China, where adapting to the Chinese language, laws, and jurisdictions are so important to ensure that contracts are enforceable. Many foreign companies have traditionally used non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, to protect sensitive data during business transactions. However, these may not be entirely sufficient in China due to the country's unique business and legal environment. The role of NDAs and NNN agreements in China. NDAs are legal contracts that serve to maintain the confidentiality of specific information exchanged between parties. While effective at keeping certain details under wraps, their protective scope is often limited. Conversely, non-disclosure, non-use, and non-circumvention NNN agreements deliver more robust protection in China. These agreements go beyond safeguarding confidentiality to include non-use and non-circumvention clauses. This ensures the recipient party neither uses the protected information to their advantage nor bypasses the agreement to exploit the protected data. Advantages of NNN agreements in China. In China's highly competitive business environment, NNN agreements or clauses hold significant advantages over NDAs. They protect against information misuse, circumvention, and even competition. Chinese laws and court systems show a preference for contracts that have been specifically crafted for the Chinese context, thus making NNN agreements more widely used and enforceable in China. Well-structured NNN agreements usually have stronger enforceability in China compared to NDAs, which may encounter obstacles when it comes to enforcement. For this reason, NNN agreements are frequently the more beneficial tool for foreign businesses operating within China. Firstly, the non-disclosure provision is similar to the primary function of an NDA. It obligates the recipient to keep the shared information, business information, confidential, preventing any unauthorized disclosure that might harm the disclosing party. The non-use provision goes a step further, prohibiting the recipient from personally exploiting confidential information. This ensures the recipient doesn't gain an unfair advantage by using proprietary information for their own business activities or to the detriment of the disclosing party. Lastly, the non-circumvention provision restricts the recipient from sidestepping the disclosing party to directly engage in business activities with customers, suppliers, or other connections learned from the disclosed information. This protects the disclosing party's business relationships and prevents the recipient from appropriating these relationships to their advantage. These comprehensive provisions, coupled with the tendency of Chinese laws and courts to favor contracts specifically crafted for the Chinese context, make NNN agreements highly effective for foreign businesses in China. They not only safeguard confidential information, but also protect against potential business conflicts and unfair competition, making them a critical tool in the complex and competitive Chinese business environment. Tailoring contracts for Chinese jurisdiction. All contracts in China, including NDAs and NNN agreements, should be written in Chinese and adapted to align with Chinese laws to ensure enforceability in China and avoid translation problems later on. They should also follow the jurisdiction of China. This approach enhances the validity and enforceability, ensuring they are compatible with the legislation in China. Making an informed decision for your business. Foreign companies intending to conduct business in China need to grasp the difference between NDAs and NNN agreements and select the agreement that provides the optimal protection for their particular situations. NNN agreements or NNN clauses in your contracts with a broad scope covering non-disclosure, non-use, non-circumvention, and non-competition provide a more comprehensive protective framework. The complexity and competitiveness of China's business landscape make it vital to consider NNN agreements to protect your interests fully. The comprehensive safeguards of these agreements, especially when properly translated into Chinese and adapted to Chinese laws, are beneficial. While NDAs have their place in many international business transactions, they may fall short in China's unique legal and business environment. Thus, NNN agreements, when appropriately tailored to the Chinese context, can offer a more enforceable and thorough protective solution. It is highly recommended for businesses active in China to familiarize themselves with these agreements to ensure their interests are fully protected. Thank you for listening to the China Business Legal Navigator. Contact us if you need legal help in China, help with background investigation of Chinese companies, protection of patents, trademarks, and verification and drafting of contracts that follows the laws in China and are efficiently and enforceable in China, etc. If you require our assistance or have further questions about the services, please do not hesitate to contact our customer relationship manager, Jan Erik Christensen, at janerik at ncbhub.com, or go to our website ncbhub.com, ncbhub.com. Look forward to hearing from you and helping your business succeed in China.